In view of the Iraq War, consumer debt that's increasing, declining job growth, declining pay in the jobs that are growing, prospects of increased interest rates, he has this view that the next 5 to 10 years are going to be very difficult. What would your view be about the investment future for the next 5 to 10 years in view of all these negative factors going on?
Well, I would say that at any given point in history, including when stocks were their cheapest, you could find an equally impressive number of negative factors. I mean, you could have sat down in 1974 when stocks were screaming bargains, and you could have written down all kinds of things that would have caused you to say, the future is just going to be terrible. And similarly, at the top, or any time you can write down a large list of things that would be quite on the bullish side. We really don't pay any attention to that sort of thing. I mean, we have, you might say that our underlying premise, and I think it's a pretty sound underlying premise, is that this country will do very well, and in particular, it will do well for business. Business has done very well. The Dow went from 66 to 10,000 plus in the 100 years of the 20th century, and we had 2 world wars and nuclear bombs and flu epidemics, and you name it, Cold War. There are always problems in the future. There are always opportunities in the future, and in this country, the opportunities have won out over the problems over time, and I think they will continue to do so. I can't remember any discussions Charlie and I have had ever going back to 1959 that where we would have come to the conclusion at the end of them that we would have passed on a great business opportunity, a business to buy, because of external conditions. Nor did we ever buy anything that we thought was mediocre simply because we thought that the world was going to be wonderful. If you look at the record of the 20th century, you'd say, how could anybody have missed, in owning equities during that time? And yet, we had all kinds of people wiped out, in the 29-32 period. We had all kinds of things that were bad. But if you would just own stocks right straight through, didn't leverage them, you'd have gotten a perfectly decent return. So we're unaffected, in essence, by the variables you mentioned.